exposing the fake narco expert Ed Calderon. So, Ed Calderon does not know how to fight. He got famous by selling fake self defense courses to Americans, stupid Americans, I may add. He was a corrupt cop working under the leadership of Commander Leyzaola, who was protecting the Sinaloa Cartel. Ed Calderon probably kidnapped people, killed people for the cartel, but he won't talk about that. He'll talk and act in America like he's some kind of fucking hero, like as if being a cop, as if, hold on a minute, as if being a cop in Mexico is an equivalent to like being an LAPD officer or something like this. You know, that's what he'd be acting like, and it's not okay. Being a cop in Mexico basically means you're a corrupt piece of shit. All right, especially the type that he was. It's been proven that the team that was he was working for the Sinaloa cartel. All right, so it's all bullshit that he's some kind of expert. All right, and that aside, also on top of everything else, um, on top of everything else, he is. He's a liar. He's not telling the truth about his history, and there's also no proof that he ever even worked for any police organizations. Although he probably was a cop, there's no real proof of it. Okay, that's A. And B, he also claimed in one video. If you guys look back, I did videos on this. He claimed in one video that that the gun. He claimed in one video that they stumbled in upon El Chapo's son. The feds, that is. He said they stumbled in upon it. You could tell that they were not ready for that. Blah blah. Look, no, dude. Like they were prepared. They meant to go and get him. They went there purposely to get him. They were calling out his name, and then they make it seem as if he was somehow scared, or that the cops were somehow nervous, that they stumbled upon it, that the army had beaten the cartel. This is all bullshit. The army can never beat the cartel, okay? The army in Mexico can never, ever, ever beat the cartel. This is all bullshit. They never have, they never will. Whenever the army wants to end something or somebody, they do, all right? That's the real reality about Mexico and about the country itself. Any country can get rid of the cartels if they want to, if they send in the army and all their police forces. The fact that they can override the cartel, that the cartel can override the government or the army is all bullshit. That never happened the way Ed Calderon claims, okay? And what he handed to the guy, it was a phone. It was not a gun. And when he was in the podcast, they claimed that that was a gun. That was not a gun. You guys go back and watch it again, okay? When those cops were there getting Ovidio, they were calling out his name. They were calling out Ovidio, Ovidio, come out, Ovidio. When Ovidio came out, they even slapped him on the back of his back and put him on his knees. So it's bullshit that they were nervous. It's bullshit that what he's saying, oh, they look scared. He's self-projecting because he was probably like that when he was a cop because he was local PD bullshit. He was not a state police. He was not a Fed. Okay, those guys that went in there were freaking federal officers. They were not even the army. So later on, they went and they kidnapped some people from the army. All right, that's really what happened later. But that was later on that they kidnapped the people from the army in order to get Ovidio back, and then they released Ovidio. That is true, but it didn't happen the way he did. It's not like the cartel beat the army and shit. That's not how it happened. Okay, not at all. There's a reason why Ovidio is all calm and shit, and he's letting them take him. But that's one. And B, Ed Calderon was never an instructor. I've been around instructors, right? Like my coach was an instructor. He was killed by the cartel. Ed Calderon left Mexico before the drug war started. So before it really, 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 really got hot, that fool took off. That fool didn't stick around for anything, you know? He took off when it really got hot. So he wasn't there for a lot of it. And if you watch his videos, if you listen to him closely, he will say in some of his videos that his own leadership told them not to go after certain people. If you read between the lines, you will know what I'm talking about. They don't really go after people like that, you know? So, yeah, so they don't really go after people like that, he says. But then all of a sudden, he contradicts himself when he's talking about if it would have been him, there would have been zip ties on the ground. It's like, weren't they arrested and on the ground? Like he acts as if it was actually different. So if you listen closely, he's contradicting himself. And one of the ways you could tell that he's actually lying and shit is because he smirks a lot. If you watch him closely, you will see that he smirks a lot when he talks. He talks about things that aren't funny, and he's smirking while he's talking. Why is that? Liars tend to smirk a lot when they talk because they get a kick out of lying to you and you believing them. You will see that a lot with YouTubers. Like you will see Sensei Seth do that. You will see Icy Mike do that. You will see Rokas do that. You will see many of these fake self-defense instructors. You will see the common denominator. You may be thinking, well, why if Ed Calderon is not really a YouTuber, not really a YouTuber, but he makes self-defense courses. He tries to teach people how to defend themselves, and the truth is he doesn't even know how himself. He's not a fighter. Watch his body. Watch the fat he's got on his neck. He's a fat boy. He's a couch potato. He probably eats Cheetos and plays video games on his time off. He's not someone that trains. He's not a warrior. There's no footage of him fighting. There's no footage of him getting into gunfights. There's no footage of him of him arresting anybody. There's no footage of him getting into street fights or any kind of fighting, not even sparring. There's no footage of him doing any tournaments. So there's no proof of him knowing how to fight. Just the fact that he was a cop and using that as a reference of, okay, now I can teach people self-defense, or now I'm qualified to teach self-defense. Fuck. If that was the case, dude, trust me, every fucking cop in Mexico would be now in the United States teaching self-defense courses. They don't, because this is bullshit. I mean, Ed Calderon was never a self-defense instructor in Mexico. I'll repeat one more time. Ed Calderon was never a self-defense instructor in Mexico. I grew up around self-defense instructors in Mexico. Some that were killed, some that are around, some that are not around anymore. But the point is, I've been around guys that get hired by Mexican police forces, and usually these guys have black belts, multiple black belts. A lot of police departments in Mexico sometimes have 3 or 4 instructors in the academy. So, and a lot of times these guys are actually cop themselves. So Ed Calderon was never really qualified while in Mexico to teach Mexicans. What the fuck makes you stupid Americans think that he's somehow qualified to teach y'all in America? It's retarded, dude. It doesn't even make any sense if you guys really think about it. Anyone who's paying this guy for courses is fucking stupid. Also, why is he? I don't know if you guys know. In the courses, he brings dead pigs and hangs them. With these dead pigs, they use knives. He teaches people how to use knives on the dead pigs, claiming that this is somehow as close as it gets to a real human being, because, you know, pig meat is as close as it gets to real human meat or whatever when it comes to eating it. I mean, some people say this shit, but this is not a make a killer made. Like, you're not going to become a killer by cutting up some pigs. Like, that's not going to make you efficient in a knife fight. If the other guy has stabbed people before and you haven't, you've only stabbed a pig that's not moving, guess who's going to get fucked up? You. But then again, in a knife fight, there's a saying, right? In a knife fight, it goes like this: the guy who loses dies on the spot. The guy who wins the fight dies to the hospital. So you guys are both dead anyway. So knife fights is not something that you should be trying to get into either way. I mean, it's better to be prepared than not prepared. I always carry something on me. I have sometimes a knife, sometimes 2 knives, sometimes even more than that. But that's besides the point. The point here is Ed Calderon is not a narco expert. He's not a self-defense expert. He's not even a fucking fighting expert. He's just an ex fucking cop, an ex-corrupt cop who probably used to kidnap people, murder people, and who probably was undertaken by the cartel like anybody else in his police department, including his own leadership. So this is the shit that he should be talking about. And I'm going to end this with exposing Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is a little bitch for not calling out Ed Calderon, but not only that, he's a little bitch by not bringing in real experts into his show. And by real experts, you know, I could touch my horn and my ego and be like, why doesn't you bring me on instead of Ed Calderon? Even though I could come on and make Calderon look stupid, I'm going to talk about someone who is even more of an expert than me, who is probably one of the bravest people in Mexico, period. And that's a journalist called Isabel Hernandez. Is it Isabel Hernandez? I'm losing it now. Annabelle Hernandez. Thank you. Annabelle Hernandez. High five. Good job. I'm so into what I'm saying. Annabelle Hernandez is someone who knows even more than me. What do I mean by that? Dude, did you guys know that Annabelle Hernandez interviewed Ovidio after he got arrested in the United States? Yeah, she interviewed Ovidio. Okay, not only that, she got his diary from him. This means Ovidio kept the diary and he gave it to Annabelle Hernandez because he knows she will put it out there. Annabelle Hernandez has had family members killed, neighbors killed, associates of her killed. No joke, dude. Annabelle Hernandez really has suffered the consequences of the cartel at a level that I even haven't. Like I had people I know killed by cartel members. My master got killed by cartel members. I had other people I knew that were killed and taken, but she is at another level, dude. She's had a lot of people taken. She was really a target. She had to move from Mexico to not be killed by the cartels because she talks a lot and she's made books about this shit. And she's actually had cartel members really tell her and reach out to her everything, the inside, the in and outs. Like she's written books. She's had not only the cartel want to kill her, she's had even the government and presidents from Mexico want to kill her. She's had multiple people want her dead. And this is why Joe Rogan won't have her on because he doesn't want that kind of heat. At the end of the day, Joe Rogan is a little bitch and he's only going to talk about things that are not going to really put his podcast and himself at danger because he's a little bitch. He doesn't want to take that kind of heat. But that doesn't mean that people like me are not going to expose it for what it is, dude. Ed Calderon is full of shit. And he's also brought in some other guy before. I forgot his name. Some white boy, some older white boy he's brought on that also pretends like he knows some shit about Mexico when he also doesn't know as much as me. Joe Rogan, at the level that his podcast is, he should be bringing people in that know more than me. And he's bringing in people that are way below my feet in level as what they know about Mexico, in the sense that they haven't lived it, they haven't been there, they don't know enough, you know? Like, for example, Annabelle Hernandez knows a lot more than me as far as information is concerned, you know? The only thing that I have that's more extreme than her is that I've been really in the middle of these people in the nightclubs, and I've been in the middle of the fights and the drama and the gunfights and all that. She hasn't done that, but it's a different thing. But the point is, she's went through a lot more danger than I have. So that's the type of people Joe Rogan should be interviewing instead of little bitches like El Calderon. And that'll be it for this video, guys. Oh, by the way, I'm in the Netherlands in case you guys are wondering. This is Giethoorn. This is a really nice uh, place in the Netherlands, far away from all the gunshots and the bullshit in Mexico. Nevertheless, you never really get rid of the PTSD and being aware of everything around you, like the fucking cars driving behind you, etc. But yeah, that'll be it for this video, guys. Till the next video, catch you later.